Just tuning in, you've definitely missed a lot, but you're not going to miss our segment with our guest on the show this morning. Right after this jingle break, we shall be letting you know who we have on our seat today. Welcome back to the show. Today we shall be talking about the International Youth Day celebration, which is supposed to take place on the 12th of August. That is next week, Sunday. And with me here is the chief organizer of the International Youth Day conference, take place right here in Aboya. He is called Nyah Penn. I know he is a journalist, and I know if he is noted for something that is very, very prominent, is public relations. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Faith. Thank you very much.
How are you doing today?
No, I'm doing great. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for the platform. Thank you very much.
Yeah, if you guys did not know, let me just break it now. This is my classmate, okay? We went through UB together. So I don't know if I should say this is awkward, but I'm definitely going to be having a nice time with you. So let's get to the matter. International Youth Day Conference. Can you please tell us what this is all about?
All right, thank you very much. The International Youth Day Conference is set out to celebrate the International Youth Day across the globe. And the International Youth Day comes up on August 12th, 2018. But August is a Sunday, so we decided to have our celebrations here in the Southwest region on August 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a celebration that is out to bring together young men and women, youths, young professionals from all fields, to engage them in diverse sectors of life.
Okay.
Yeah, and the United Nations is seeing how we can bring these people together to enhance safe spaces for youths, which is how to make sure that the youths are given opportunities in diverse areas of life. You know, our youths are very potential. They have a lot of potentials, and we want to see how to expose them to other sectors like politics, why not the digital economy.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Digital. All right, so the theme you mentioned, enhancing safe spaces for youth, looks like that is what the theme for this year is.
Yes, that is the theme for this year, enhancing safe spaces for youths. To see how youths can be given opportunities, to see how we can expose youths, because a lot of youths, young professionals, and even young entrepreneurs, Cameroonians in general, they lose a lot of opportunities, or they don't have the right skill or knowledge to take advantage of certain opportunities that are out there for them. So the United Nations seeks a way how we can bring together the national and international community to expose youths to some of these opportunities that they miss out daily.
All right, and speaking of entrepreneurs, looks like for this edition you have the creme de la creme of entrepreneurs that you've decided to bring together. Why this choice? I know there's Elaela, I know there's Budin Obert, I know there's so many other people that are very familiar with that I'm very familiar with. Why this choice of entrepreneurs? Because I must say these particular entrepreneurs are very young.
Exactly.
They're young people.
Yeah, you got it right. Actually, we want to see how to. It's International Youth Day first, and our guests have to be youths, young people who are experienced in their diverse fields, young people who can be able to inspire and motivate the youths, young professionals, and Cameroonians in general. And so these young people, they are experienced in their various domains. I call them heavyweights because
I like that word.
Yeah, they are heavyweights. When you see them on the publicity materials and even the panelists, they carry a lot of weight, they have knowledge. So they are young people first. We wanted to give it that youth vibe. We wanted people who are young because
to relate with the story.
The youths and young entrepreneurs would easily relate with them, like you rightly said. And why entrepreneurship? Because most of them are into entrepreneurship. Now we realize that we are in a society where there are a lot of opportunities, and young people need to come up. They need to come out from their comfort zones and actually embrace some of these opportunities. We have to ignite their potentials. We have to unleash their potentials to make them a part of the inclusive sustainable development opportunities. That is why our panel discussion topic will tackle how we can unleash youth potentials for inclusive sustainable development opportunities. So our guest speakers and panelists, we have a whole lineup of them.
Wow.
They are youths, very passionate and dedicated in their various fields. Then we have several other youth activities like dance, we have gospel comedy, we have spoken words. I just watched Makalonge some minutes back on TV. He's going to be a spoken word artist for the day.
Oh wow. And we definitely have, we're always motivating our viewers with Makalonge's pieces every morning.
Definitely, we have you here.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be the host.
To be a dynamic and energetic host.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I've been given that opportunity. I was about to ask you the question concerning the activities for the day, but anyway, I know there's supposed to be stands and all that. What is going to be on display, and how can people, if people are interested in maybe having stands for the day, what are they supposed to do?
All right, before I get to the stands, one of the expectations or anticipated results or objectives of the conference is to create awareness first of the International Youth Day, because I met a couple of people, I discussed with a couple of people, and they're not really aware of the International Youth Day.
Exactly.
So they were telling me like, did it not just pass on 11th of February? So I said, oh no, it's the International Day where the whole world celebrates that one. Is the National Day. So we want to create this awareness, and we want to seek ways to showcase youths and young entrepreneurs. We have a lot of youth who do a lot of craft activities, who come up with startups and innovations. We want to see how to expose them to the national and why not the international community, because the reports will try as much as possible for the reports to spread as wide as they can, so these youths can have the outreach. Now, for participation of the conference, it's very affordable. It's just 1,000 francs CFA.
Oh, that's cheap.
You get a conference certificate, you get a coffee break, and conference materials.
Yeah, Cameroonians like certificates. So right.
And for the exhibitions, it's just 5,000 francs. So the exhibitors, they have the opportunity to exhibit before the conference, during the coffee breaks, during networking sessions, and they'll be opportune to pitch their products or services to the regional delegate of youth affairs and civic education.
So she's going to definitely be there present.
Yes, we are working in association with the regional delegation of youth affairs and civic education. So it's highly credited and endorsed.
I like that word. You see the grammar that we're getting to have this morning. Let's come back to, you talked about a panel discussion. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Can you maybe highlight, we're talking about unleashing youthful potential and all that. Why the choice of this particular topic to be on the panel discussion?
All right, for everything that we do, we have to lay allegiance to the source or to the international body involved with that. Normally, when you study the International Youth Day celebration from the United Nations, they tackle two aspects: the enhancing safe spaces for youth, which I just spoke about, and unleashing youth potentials for inclusive sustainable development opportunities. Because the sustainable development goals are very timely, and we have a limit to attaining some of these goals, both nationally, globally, and it starts with us. It starts with the national community and the international community efforts. So we want to see how, when we talk about unleashing youth potentials, it's how our panelists and the guest speakers can be able to inspire youth to make them take off that idea from their mind, put it on paper, and put it in action. So we want to give them that opportunity to be part of the Sustainable Development Goals. There are a lot of them. There are 17: zero hunger, quality education, sustainable cities and communities. There are just so many of them. We want to see how young people, young Cameroonians, can be a part of this goal for the global realization.
Okay, we've mentioned this, and some people are like, okay, just tell us, when is it going to take place? Remind us again, from what time to what time, and what is the venue?
All right, it's Saturday, August 11, 2018, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. We want to be very time conscious, and the blue carpet, there's going to be a blue carpet.
Hola.
So the blue carpet starts from 7:30 and the conference kicks off from 8 a.m. Because if you looked at the publicity material, we have a lot of guests. We have over 7 guests, over 7 panelists, and we need to be sure that they be able to deliver to the participants in the specified time. So we want to respect time a lot and respect the authority of the regional delegate of youth affairs and civic education and her delegation, because you won't want to come for a conference by 9 or 10 when the regional delegate was there by 8 a.m. We need to pay allegiance to authority.
Very important, very, very important. And like you said, this is definitely a conference that you wouldn't want to miss for anything. There's going to be a lot of knowledge being impacted on that day. And even if you're not coming for anything, come to have a new certificate. Very important. So you're the chief organizer. Let's talk about you now. Chief organizer, International Youth Day Conference being celebrated here in Boya. How does that make you feel?
Well, you know, for organizers, we hardly go on the front line. A lot of people ask me, but you're organizing this thing, why is your face not there? We are out to make sure that the vision gets to the youths. I'll tell you a small story. On that same 11th of August, I was supposed to represent Cameroon for the United Nations Youth Assembly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I can show you my phone, I have the formal invitation. But then I thought to myself, I said, but then it's a good initiative representing the country, representing the youth. But then what happens to the others back home? So I gave out that opportunity and decided to come up with the International Youth Day Conference to create more impact, to bring what I was supposed to go for back to my community. Yeah,
wow, we should, if we're in the hall right now, we should be clapping for you, because that's a bold move. So many people will not give up an opportunity like that.
Get it up.
And in Boya, for that matter, where everybody is a celebrity, people will be like, what other new thing are we going to learn? But I must applaud you for that.
Thank you very much.
It's not easy. What are some of the difficulties? You knock at any door and the door refuses to open. What are some of the difficulties you encountered?
Well, for every project I do, I set God and the Holy Spirit first.
Perfect.
Very important. I work with faith, I work with boldness, and I work with conviction. So I can't really speak of any challenge right now, because by the leading of the Holy Spirit, by the leading of God, everything was made easy. And I want to thank all the guest speakers and panelists who might be watching me right now, because they make the work easy. I think it took me about 2 days to come up with the conference document.
Just 2 days?
2 days, and then it took about roughly 2 days to communicate the guest speakers. I had to meet them one-on-one. I say, hey, this is what we have. How can we come together as a community to celebrate International Youth Day? Got to Miss Elaela, got to Bochum Samuel, got to Terminal Search, and all the other guests that you see on the publicity material. So I contacted them, and there are a lot of things that young people miss out.
Tell us some of them.
We have a conception that the government offices are not friendly. Like, a lot of people miss out opportunities because they
already have that stereotype. They don't go there to meet them.
Yeah, I was amazed when I went to the regional delegation of youth affairs and civic education for them to endorse the conference. And I met with one of the representatives, and we got to discuss, and I realized a lot of things. They are just so warm. They are just so warm. I have experienced it. Sometimes I used to have that philosophy in mind, but I experienced it. I went to that office. They were really warm, and the day I got to meet the regional delegate one-on-one, she was so welcoming, and we had a long chat. We discussed a lot of stuff, and sometimes we really need to go to some of these offices.
Go and try your luck out.
They are very welcoming, and so far we thank God for the successes, and we just have a few other items to pick up for the conference, but we are on a good footing, and we are ready for the guest speakers and the panelists to give out their best.
Oh,
and
definitely.
for you too to give out the best.
I'm definitely going to be putting on my best, okay? Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're rounding up on the show already, and we've definitely had a great time with you. Are there any other details you've maybe missed out concerning this conference that you maybe want to let the audience know before you take leave of us?
All right, details. I think we've said a lot. Okay. It's all about action right now. They have to come up on Saturday, August 11, at the Youth Animation Center opposite PCSS Boya, directly opposite PCSS Boya. You know, the venue is very symbolic. It's the Youth Animation Center, and we thought it wise that in association with the Regional Delegate of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, through her powers, she granted us the venue. Yeah, so it's very much more secure. We are concerned of the security of the youths, young professionals, young entrepreneurs who are coming for the conference. So that's why we thought it wise for the Youth Animation Center to be the best venue. It's reserved, it's quiet, and it's calm, and everything will move on smoothly. So it's just for the youths to come up and
please do show up. 7:30 to 3 p.m. So please, what are the contact numbers? How can we get to you? Maybe on Facebook, any other social media platform, so that if people watching at home want to get much more information concerning the International Youth Day Conference, they can do so.
You can contact me on 673 575 002. 673 575 002. That's the contact, whether SMS, WhatsApp, or through call. It's a hotcake contact, so at any time it's going to pass. It will go through.
All right. You can also contact the number on the screen. Since a part of it, you can definitely contact the number. I can definitely link you up with the chief organizer. Can we write to you maybe on Facebook or anything?
On Facebook, you can write me on Israel Penn. Israel Penn on Facebook. It's fine.
All right. Thank you so very much for having joined us on set this morning.
The pleasure was mine.
It was a great time. All right. And I'm more than convinced that the youths are definitely going to show up in a time like this, okay? Because we've grown up thinking that yes, everything is supposed to be handed over to us, but this time around I think we need to work for it, and we need to put our efforts together. We need to you need to be able to hold my hand and I hold your hand. And with that said, that was our guest on the program this morning, Nyah Penn, Chief Organizer of the International Youth Conference, to take place this August 11th. Make sure you take the rendezvous. If you tuned in late on today's edition of the show, don't worry. Rebroadcast is at 10:30 p.m. tonight. You can join us again live just next week, Monday, from 7 to 9 a.m. Like we always say, stay blessed, stay out of trouble. Ciao, ciao. See you on Monday.